Okay, for congruent triangles, what does congruent mean? Same. If it's a congruent triangle, everything is the same. Everything has to match. So if I have congruent triangles, I have 3 angles that have to match up with each other and 3 sides that have to match up. This to me is easier than the similar stuff because everything matches instead of having to do the fractions and the proportions. All right, so in this case, if it's marked, it's easy to see which ones match, I hope. Angle A matches angle Z because they both have the 1 mark. B and Y match because they got the 2, and then C and X match because they got the 3. Same thing for the sides. These little things right here, those little marks, if they have the same number of marks, then that means they have to be the same. So if I'm looking at the side AB right there, how many marks does it have?
1.
So then YZ has 1 mark, so they got to match.
Wait, you said AB, right?
AB would match.
That would
Well,
be
ZY if you want to be technically correct. If you say YZ, it's really the same thing.
Right, so we wouldn't get it wrong?
No,
Okay.
not on the side part. All right, so if I'm trying to complete the congruency statement, if I look at these 2 triangles at the top, it says triangle ABC. How do I know which one matches it over there for the second triangle? What do I need to look at? Which marks? The angles. Follow the angles just like we did with the other triangles. ABC goes from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. So if I go 1, 2, 3 over there, it's TRS. If it's side BC, well, side BC goes from the 2 to the 3. So that would be RS. And then angle C would have to match angle S. All right. Do that one down at the bottom for me. All right. If I'm looking at this bottom one, if you ever have this right here, every one of your answers is right there. Anything I can put down here at the bottom is going to be solved by looking at that statement. All you have to do is see what position it's in as far as the order.
Like angle
Where is
X?
X?
That's going to be O.
That's first. Well, which one is first in the second one?
O.
Angle O. And then if I look at YX, well, which 2 letters did I do on that? Y to X. I did the second back to the first.
That's going to be M to O.
So it's got to go second back to first. That's got to be MO. YZ, that's second to third. So that would be MN, second to third. Angle Z, well, Z is the last one. So then N is the last one. So if I've got the congruency statement, I don't need any marks for anything to do the answers.
So if it just has that there, then you have the answer.
Everything comes out of that statement, yeah. Anything I can ask, all you got to do is see what order you got it in. All right, when it says mark the angles and the sides to show that they're congruent, again, I'm going to base everything off of that congruency statement. Which one does angle B match?
O.
O, whichever one's first. B is first, O is first. So I'm just going to put a 1 on the B and a 1 on the O. And then E is second and P is second. So I'm going to put my 2 marks there and my 2 marks there.
And then C is third.
And C and R are third. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then I've got to go back and do the sides. I'm just going to say between the 1 and the 2 is my 1. Between the 1 and the 2 is my 1. 2 to 3, EC is 2. 2 to 3, PR is 2. And that leaves BC and OR.
So always between the first one and the third one, that's going to be 3, right?
It doesn't have to be, no. I just did it because that was the order I went. You could have had the 1. BC could be a 1, and as long as OR is a 1. It's just got to have the same number of marks.
Oh, okay.
So you got 3 different.
Do that second one down there.
I'm thinking.
All right. A would match which one? G. So I'm going to put the 1 mark on my A and 1 mark on my G. And then B and H have to match. Make those my 2's, and then D and I have to match. And then come back and do your sides. Between the 1 and the 2, I'm going to put my 1. Between the 2 and the 3, my 2. And then that leaves the 3. Are there any questions or problems with that part right there? Filling in the congruent triangles. All right. The rules for congruent triangles. First two. Side, 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 and side, angle, side. These should look familiar. It's almost the same thing as the similarity stuff. Except to me, these are easier because I don't have to worry about making fractions and checking to see if the fractions are the same and all that junk. Side, side, side is very simple. 3 sides of one have to match 3 sides of the other. Does it say anything about any angles in that one? So then I'm not looking at any angles if I'm talking about side, side, side. All right, side, angle, side is almost the same as the similarity. You got 2 sides matching. Where does the angle have to be? In between the 2 sides. If the angle is not in between the 2 sides, then it doesn't work.
This right here is already incorporated.
It should be easy because we've done it, except we had to do more work last time. This to me is less work, so it should be easier. All right, the next 2 rules are angle, side, angle, and then angle, angle, side. What is the difference in these 2? What does it look like? Somebody tell me. What's the difference in these 2 rules?
The side is
Where is the side at on angle, side, angle? In between the 2 angles. Where is the side at on angle, angle, side? It's away from it. It's not in between the 2. So if I'm looking at angle, angle, side down here on this second one, is that angle, angle, side?
Well, yes.
Yes. So it could be 2 different ways on angle, angle, side. All right. Make sure you understand the difference between these 2. People get confused. Angle, side, angle, the side has to be in between the 2 angles. Now, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. There is no angle, side, side rule. So nobody will put ASS as a rule on the test, right? Everybody hear me on that? There is no ASS rule. Now, I'm saying it, it's on the video, and I guarantee you somebody's going to put it on there thinking it's a real answer. Yeah, ASS rule. There is no ASS rule, at least not for this. There may be in real life, but not for this. All right, copy this down and I'll tell you what we got. All right. What we're trying to do here is figure out which one of those 4 rules it's got to be. Now, here are the 4 rules again. What you need to do first on every one of these problems is see if there's something that you can mark as being congruent that is not already marked. For example, if I'm looking at this first one, this side that's in the middle, this one right here, it's in both of the triangles, right? Yeah. Well, then that means it's got to be congruent. If you ever see a side like that in the middle, mark it as congruent. And the way people mark it congruent is they normally put an X on it.
Because they share that.
Because it's saying it's in both triangles. It's shared by both triangles. All right, so once I do that, I check and see, is there anything else that I can mark as being congruent? Well, no. What do I have marked on this first set of triangles?
Angles.
I've got angle 1 on top and bottom, and angle 2 on top and bottom. And the sides, where is the side?
Right in the middle.
It's in the middle of the 2 angles. So which rule would this be? What? What? 2 pairs of angles, 1 pair of sides. Angle, side, angle. Look at what it's giving you. There's 2 pairs of angles, there's 1 side. Well, that means it's got to be either this one or this one. And which one of those does it match? Well, where's the side at? The side is in between, so it's angle, side, angle. Look at the second one. What is marked on there?
Side to bottom.
I've got how many pairs of sides?
Wait.
How many pairs of sides are marked?
2, 1.
Wait.
There's a 1 and a 1, a 2 and a 2. So how many pairs is that?
2.
2. I've also got the right angle marked in there. Does this fit one of these rules over here? This one is side angle side because where is the angle at?
Opposite.
Middle.
In between the two sides.
Oh, angle.
In between the two
Angle.
sides. So that would have to be side angle side.
I'm sleeping, bro.
All right, go to number 3. What can I mark on number 3 as being the same in both of them?
Between the one.
That one in the middle.
That's ASL.
All right. If it's in the middle and it's shared by both triangles, it's congruent. All right. So what am I given on number 3?
2 pairs.
2 pairs of angles, 1 pair of sides. So again, it's one of those 2. Well, which rule does that match? Is the side in between the angles?
It's in between.
This side is in between those 2 angles. No. So that one's got to be
It's AA.
angle, side. What am I going to mark on number 4? Hold on.
What if you put the side between the one?
The eggs on top.
I don't know that this side is congruent to this side. I can't mark it that way. The only reason I know that the one in the middle is the same is because it's touching both of them at the same time. So I can't do the opposite sides like that. If those sides were marked, then it would be angle side angle. All right, what am I going to mark on number 4? The one in the middle. So now what do I have marked on here? All 3 sides. So then that's obviously going to be
Side.
side. All right, this part right here is normally the harder part for people to get. It's asking what other things need to be marked in order for me to make that particular rule work. So I'm trying to make side angle side work. Well, what is already up there that's marked?
One angle.
The angle. So that means that part is done. I don't have to worry about dealing with the angle anymore. So now what do I need? 2 pairs of sides.
Yeah.
Well, what did I say about this in the middle?
It's already
That always works. So there's my other pair of sides. So the only thing I'm missing,
It's another angle.
look at the rule,
Another side.
another pair of sides. And where does the angle have to be on side angle side? In between the 2 sides. So in order for these angles to be in between the 2 sides, let me do this. Would that work? Don't copy that down. No, because the angle is not in between. Does that work?
Yeah.
There's my side, there's my angle, there's my side. It's in between.
Yeah.
If I go to the top one, that's in between, the angle is in between the
That's
sides.
right there.
So what is my new thing that I put up there? What did I just mark? I marked BC has to be equal to CD. That's the missing piece of information to make this work. The biggest thing you've got to get is you've got to understand what the rules are to start with so that you can then apply them and see what's missing. All right, so if I go to this second one, what can I mark that I know is the same? The middle. So if I'm looking at the rule down here, it wants me to do side, side, side.
You already have.
Well, I've got 1 pair of sides, top and bottom. I've got the 1 pair of sides in the middle. So obviously the only thing I'm missing is the last pair of sides that are not marked. Which ones are those?
MP and then
I've got to say that MP matches ON. There's my missing information. If I go to number 3, it wants me to do angle, angle, side. What's already labeled up here? The 2 pairs of angles. So what am I obviously missing? A side. Where can the side not be on this right here?
between the angles.
It can't be between the angles.
So that could be like CD.
So if I say CD, what would have to match CD?
RS.
That is one possible answer. This one actually, though, has another one. What else could I say? I could say CE
RT.
equals RT. Either one of those would work on this one,
As long as it ain't in the middle.
as long as it's not in between. Basically, on this one, the only thing you couldn't say is ST equals DE. Because if you said ST equals DE, what rule would that be?
That would cancel. That'll be.
If I said ST,
That'll be.
y'all,
Angle side.
angle side angle. If I put this side right here equal to this side right here, that side is in between the angles. All right, we see what we got? All right, give me those two right there. All right, can anybody tell me something on this first one that needs to be marked as being the same that's not marked already? The vertical. Anytime I ever see vertical, I'm automatically marking those being the same. So, this is what I'm given. What two parts of the rule does that take out? I've taken care of both of the angles. What obviously is left? The side. Where does the side have to be?
Between the angles.
In between the two. Well, which one is in between the two on the top?
EF.
EF.
And then FA.
That's an F. Oh, and then I write B. EF. And then F. So now that's side angle side. Or excuse me, angle side angle.
Could it be FA? I mean, would it matter?
Yeah, that you can switch this and have FE and FA. Either one of those is fine. All right, when I go to the second, it's already marked the middle for me. All right, so the side is taken care of. One of the angles is taken care of. So what am I missing? The last pair of angles. Where does it have to go?
Right there.
Got to go here and there. Why? Why?
This side has to be between the.
Side has to be in between the angles. Now, here's the problem. If you do this and say angle M equals angle L, that is not right. Because of this, anytime you have one vertex and two angles there, everybody see what I'm talking about? If I say angle M, am I talking about the top one or the bottom one?
You don't know.
You don't know. And when you don't know, one letter does not work. Which means you've got to do three letters. So if I want to talk about this bottom angle down here, I go around the angle. So it would be K to M to L. Does everybody understand that? If there's two angles at one point,
That's K and L.
you have to go around it.
So that's
So I would say angle KML.
okay. NLM.
Say it again.
ML or NLM.
That would work. Now, here's something you need to understand. I could switch this around and say LMK. That would be the same angle. And I could switch this one around and say MLN. What is important is if I'm trying to say angle M and angle L, look at where the M's at on both of
They're
those.
always in the middle.
In the middle. Look at where the L's at.
In the middle.
In the middle.
So it has to be the same either way.
What can I mark on the first one? Vertical.
So
So I know that's done. So what is already taken care of out of the rule? One angle, one side. So the only thing that's missing is that angle. Where does the angle need to be? All right. If I did this,
That would be wrong
why?
because that's angle side angle.
That's angle side angle, and it's asking me for angle side.
Okay.
So in this case, the B and D will not work, which means I've got to put it at E and A. So I need to say angle E is equal to angle A.
just put a comment.
All right. Why is this one okay to do one letter and the last one was not?
Because this is all you have. Because the
I don't have another angle at E.
Yeah.
So when I say angle E, it's obvious what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not another angle at A, so it's obvious what I'm talking about. What can I mark on the second one that's already taken care of?
Congruent.
The congruent stuff in the
And
middle.
then
So
the
that
sides.
takes care of two of the sides.
The other one just marked.
So which one is not marked yet? Well, that's XY and ZW. Last one, what can I mark that's not already marked?
Congruent.
The middle.
And then there's another angle.
So wait a minute, what have I got in my rule?
ASA.
One pair of angles, one pair of sides. What am I obviously missing?
The
The other angle. And where does the side have to be on this one?
middle.
In the middle. So the only way it can be in the middle is if I do that. But if I do that, if I want to talk about this bottom angle right here, can I say angle M? No. I've got to say something like, somebody, no. If I want to talk about angle M, I've got to go around
PMO.
that angle.
So, yeah, the same time.
And then if I want to talk about angle O up here,
NMO.
no. You go
NMO.
M. Because you've got to go around it.
Yeah, I seen that. I was just trying to remember.